Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Coffee Talk Tuesday. Super excited for this morning's coffee talk. We are talking about Clubhouse, the thing that everybody seems to be talking about. So I wanted to give you guys some breakdowns of what Clubhouse is, how to work it, some tips and best practices, and then stick around to the end if you guys are looking for an invite. Make sure you stick around because we will be giving away 10, possibly more, might go with 12. We'll be giving away 10 different invites. So you guys know the deal. When you arrive, please say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're from up here in the Northeast, my fellow New Yorkers or surrounding area, I hope you're all staying warm and your snow is almost gone. Ours is probably nowhere near gone, but that's all good. All right, guys, so make sure that you tune in, say hello, and we're talking about coffee, or we're talking about Clubhouse today. And if you guys have any questions, I have a ton of information, and I'm going to try to buzz through it as quickly as possible, and tips and tricks to give you guys. But if you guys have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them, and you can write them in the comments, and I will be sure to keep an eye out for them. So, all right, Clubhouse. The very, very first thing you need to know is it is iOS only. Good morning, Mark Berlin. Thanks for tuning in. So Clubhouse is for iOS only. So right now it's only available for iPhones. It is in beta testing, which means they're still trying to work out the kinks. So as opposed to opening it up to everyone in the whole wide world, they're kind of taking their time. They're making sure that they're working out the kinks, which there are still a ton. This morning, my app was glitching like crazy. Good morning, 1031 Rob, calling in from Staten Island. I'm sure you guys got tons of snow over there. Yeah, so it is iOS only, and they are still working out some kinks. It is also invite only. They don't want to flood it because, I mean, how many of us have iPhones, right? I think there's 2 million people on the app presently. So instead of flooding the app with everyone that has iPhones, it is invite only. So when you first sign up, you will receive one invite to pass on to a friend. And then after a while, you will be they do it every, like, periodically. They give you 3 extra invites for you to give out. Shelly Kitty is here listening from Boston. Did you guys get a lot of snow? I'm presuming you got a lot of snow because we did. Yeah, so it's iOS and invite only. The way that you can get around that for my Android people out there, I know you're probably having a bit of FOMO. I did hear a few people that were on the app say that they went out and bought the iPad mini in order to download the app and be able to have access to it and be an early adopter before it opens up to everyone. So that is one way that you can kind of get around. If you are an Android user, I understand it's an investment of, like, I think $250. But depending on what you're looking for on the app, I would say it's well worth it. I am absolutely 100% addicted. I will say that. I stand up. My name's Kelsey Stark, and I'm addicted to Clubhouse. Carla, I'm going to butcher your last name, so now I'm going to try. Carla's tuning in from Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks, Carla. Good to see you. Welcome. I'm sure you guys probably didn't get any snow. There are some ways, if you are on Android, that you can get around being able to have access to the app, and I definitely recommend it for all age ranges and industries. The amount of just value and knowledge that are on this platform is exponential. You have access to people like Grant Cardone and I was just in this room. Oh, there's tons of people on there that. Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second, guys. Instagram is being a little silly right now. And reconnecting. And I think we're back. Possibly. Yep, we're back. Sorry, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is the great thing about live is sometimes things happen. And so you just got to roll with it. All right, awesome. So once you get on the app, once you get an invite, and remember to stick around because we will be getting 10 invites away. Actually, probably more, but we'll see. So what you want to do when you download the app, you're going to create your profile. The very first thing that you're going to start with is your profile picture. You want a very clear and concise picture. I have seen some people who have some crazy things going on in the background, and it's super distracting. You have to remember it is a very small thumbnail that we see on the screen. So you want to have it be majority your face. Some people just black out the background and maybe put a color so it pops out. But make sure that you have like an up close and personal picture of your face so we can see who you are. The next thing you're going to do is your bio. Your bio is super, super important because one, it lets people know who you are. So if you're in the same room, they're able to click on your face, read your bio real quick, see if it's somebody that you are interested in connecting with. And it's just super, super important, especially for the moderators. If you're asking a question, the moderators are going to quick go through your bio and get some information about you. The first 3 lines of your bio are the most important. When you're on the app, so if anybody's on the app right now, you can go take a look. But when you're on the app and you click on someone's face and their bio comes up, the first 3 lines are going to be what they see until they have to hit view profile. So think, for instance, if you guys are scrolling on Facebook or Instagram and you see the first little snippet and then it says see more and you have to click on that to see the rest of it. That's the same way that these bios are set up. So those first 3 lines need to be eye-catching, grabbing, have me want to look into your profile more, right? So super, super important that those first 3 lines in your bio are eye-catching and the thing that resonates the most with you. Next, you're going to want to set up your profile or your bio in 3 parts. First, you're going to do one part of what is it that you do. So I am the founder or co-founder of Stark Media Group. I run a digital marketing agency for the past 6 years. And I help businesses grow their brand on social media, something like that, right? I'm not even really sure what mine says, but it says something along those lines. So you want to talk about what is it that you do. You also want to have one part, who is it that you help? So I could say I help small to medium-sized businesses, large businesses. I help entrepreneurs, whatever it may be. So what is it that you do, who you help, and then you're going to have a call to action. Now, this can go in several different directions. If you have an online freebie, if you have an opt-in, an ebook, anything like that that you're willing to give away for free, this is a great time to put it into your bio and say, if you're interested, DM me and I will send you my free ebook. I will schedule a 15-minute call with you. Whatever you feel will bring the most amount of value. So you're going to make sure that those 3 things are in your bio. You can add other things too as well, maybe a little bit about you. I have things that I want to talk about. And the reason why I have that is because when people are pinging you into a room, they can actually search keywords. So you want to think of your specific keywords and make sure that you're pulling them into your bio. So for instance, I have in my bio, ping me into a room so we can talk about social media, digital marketing, being an entrepreneur, travel, eating out, dining. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about what it is you do. I am a huge travel buff, right? I hate what's going on because I can't travel right now. So if somebody tries to ping me into a room and sees that I have travel in my bio, I'm probably going to come in and either find a lot of value if they're talking about traveling, or I'm going to be able to share some value, give some input about my travel experiences. So it's very important that you have in your bio what interests you, what excites you, things that you want to talk about. So now if someone's cruising through my profile, if I'm either moderating or asking a question, they could DM me on the side and say, hey, Kelsey, I saw you love travel. Would you be interested in starting a travel room together? And I'd say, heck yeah, I would be so happy. And then we start a travel room. So make sure that you're having keywords and things that you're willing to talk about in your bio. In addition to that, you can only link your Twitter and your Instagram right now. Of course, you can put in your bio Facebook at whatever and your handle. But right now you can only direct link those two social profiles. So you want to make sure that if you do have a freebie or a giveaway that is in that bio, you also want to make sure that it's in those bios as well. You can use a link tree or anything like that if you need to have multiple links, but I would make sure that your freebie is in that bio as well, because you're also going to use it to kind of create a click funnel, right? People follow you on Clubhouse and they follow you and DM you on Instagram, and now you're getting their email, and now we're staying connected. Click funnels, love them. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have all that set up, because when I'm moderating and somebody comes up and asks a question, the first thing I do while they're asking their question, or if I see that they're coming up and I'm not giving input on the question that's currently being asked, is I'm clicking on their Instagram and I'm scrolling through already. I already want to see what's going on. So this way, when they ask their question, I'm knowledgeable. When you're in a room and you're asking questions, short and sweet is the way to go. Okay. So these people that go on these long-winded, I have to tell you everything about my life so you can answer the question properly and you can understand where I'm coming from. It kind of drowns the room and people stop paying attention after a while. So you want to be at most 30 seconds if you feel like it's relevant. Otherwise, start with your name and my question is. So I would say, I'm Kelsey. Hi, I'm Kelsey Stark. Thanks so much for, bringing me up here. My question is. In addition to that, if you're following somebody around, you're moderating or a moderator or just somebody that you really vibe with, you love everything that they talk about, make sure to call them out. Just say, hey, Kelsey, I heard what you said the other day in this room. You said XYZ. It really resonated with me. I absolutely loved it. Thanks so much for that. Would love to connect offline. Now, if you guys are in a room and somebody says DM me, that means DM them on Twitter or Instagram. There is no messaging portion on Clubhouse right now. That is something that they said they're going to work on, but it's not presently available. So if somebody says DM me, it's DM them on one of those platforms. You can pull someone off into a side room and do a one-on-one, but I'll talk on that in a second. So when you're in a room and you're raising your hand, my question is, or give it, a quick little 2 cents about yourself. Another great thing to do is if you are in a room that has a topic that you're knowledgeable on and you do have value that you can add to it, you can say, hey, my name's Kelsey Stark. I do have a tip on social media. It's make sure that you are scheduling your posts, take a few hours so you're not trying to do it last minute. And my question is, so this way I'm giving value, and then I'm also asking a really insightful question. Don't just go up and kind of wing it. Have it in your mind already, have it written down, anything like that. I do recommend that you have a little booklet. I literally carry this around with me everywhere, and I'm constantly writing notes on it that I get from Clubhouse, because there's just so many gems that are dropped that are just absolutely amazing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to write this down, otherwise I'm going to forget it, or I'm going to want to reread it 6,000 times to remind myself, whatever it may be. I would definitely recommend having pen and paper, something close by. You could always do your notes in your phone if that works better for you. But for me, I'm more of a pen and paper kind of gal. Hello, Doug, the new father. Doug, welcome to Coffee Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so the other thing that I want to talk about is following. So be very strategic about who you follow, because who you follow actually depicts the rooms you see. So what they call the hallway is basically would be similar to your feed. You can scroll through and see all the different rooms, and these are going to be someone that you follow is in this room. Okay, Linda, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. So someone that you follow is in your room, and that's called your hallway. And then you can pop in. Then people will see that you're in that room, so it'll open all of your followers up to that room. So that's kind of how that works. It's like a trickle-down effect, right? So you want to be very strategic on who you follow, because if you're just following anyone, your hallway is going to be filled up with these rooms that really have nothing to do with anything that you're interested in or wanting to learn about. I have rooms that range from entrepreneurship to stocks to digital marketing to social media. So I kind of have a wide range, but it's all things that are resonant to me, things that I'm interested in, right? So make sure that who you're following, you're very strategic with. If somebody's on stage and they're super, super interested in what you have to say, or if you're interested in what they have to say, give them a follow so this way you can see them in different rooms. And I will tell you, I've moderated some huge rooms, I've moderated some small rooms. You definitely notice the people that keep showing up and keep raising their hands. And I'm going to be more likely to pull them up on stage to ask their question. Or if they DM me, I kind of already know that they know what they're talking about or they've heard me say this. So you can develop relationships that way just by simply showing up. So when you click on a person's little face, little thumbnail icon, you'll see next to their name, it says follow. When you click on that, it'll light up blue and it'll say following. Next to that, there's a little bell. Whenever you follow someone, it defaults to sometimes, which is your notifications. So if you guys follow me, which is at Marketing Kels, you will sometimes get alerted when I'm in a room. If you love everything that I say all the time, you can actually click on that little bell and change it to always, which means you will always be notified when I enter a room. So you can go into that room as well. And you will always be notified when I'm speaking in a room. And that second one, I think, is super important because if you find a ton of value from someone, you want to make sure that you're always in that room when they're on stage. Good morning, Miss Lala. Thanks for tuning in. So that's the one thing. So follow, and then next to it would be the bell, and hit always. Next, they're going to talk about the pinging people into the room. So down on the right-hand side of your app, you'll see a plus sign, and that's how you ping people into your room. And what I recommend is you don't want to just be ping happy, right? You don't want to ping all of your friends. You want to ping the people in that are going to get a ton of value or be able to add a ton of value to the room that you're in. So you press that plus sign, you'll see the green dot means that they're currently online, or you'll see a kind of a time stamp, 15 minutes, an hour, whatever it may be. And that's the last time that they were on the app. So when you hit that plus sign and you're pinging people into the room, you can actually go into the search bar and type in keywords and hashtags. So if I'm in, for instance, normally I'm missing a little bit right now, but Monday through Friday, I am part of a co-paneling board that we host the social media show. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about social media things. And so I would press the plus sign and then put in the search bar social media or digital marketing or marketing. So anybody that has those keywords in their bio are going to pop up, and I'm going to invite them in because they're going to find a ton of value from the room that I'm talking in. So you'll hear when you're in rooms, people talk about PTR or pull to refresh. So this is just a quick thing that people do to reset the room. So when they say, okay, we're going to pull to refresh or we're going to reset the room, you're going to take your finger and pull down on your screen. You'll see the little spinny wheel up top. And what it does is adjusts people that are in line. So if you're asking a question, you're waiting to ask a question, you can see the order in which questions are being asked. So it's not a free-for-all. We do go in order, left to right, top to bottom. And the other thing I will definitely say, if you are going to raise your hand to ask a question, you already press the button to raise your hand. As soon as you get pulled up and invited to speak, make sure that you mute your mic. There's nothing more distracting than being in the middle of giving like a super value-filled tip, and then somebody comes up and they're in a wind tunnel or their dog's barking or baby's crying or all these things. It can be super, super distracting. So as soon as you get on, make sure that you mute your mic. And then they will go in order and you'll be able to see where you are coming up. I always kind of refresh on my own just so I can make sure that I'm prepared. I have my question ready. I have my finger ready, because also if you don't answer within a few seconds, everybody usually moves on to the next person, because they just want to keep the room moving, make sure that everybody's getting a chance to ask their question and get tons and tons of value. Okay, so the different types of rooms that you can have. You can have a global room, which means it is open to everyone on Clubhouse. You can have your network, which is just the people that follow you. So if you're talking about a broad subject and you want people from Australia and Asia and Portugal and, all over the place. If you want people from all over the world to come into that room, then you're going to have a global room. If you want to keep it more of an intimate conversation, you can have just your network. So that is going to be people that follow you or follow the people that are in your room. So that's a good way to keep it nice and small if that's what you're looking for. And then you can have one-on-one rooms where it's just you and one other person. You pull them off to the side, and it's just the two of you in the room. It's good to do if you want to further a conversation that is maybe not appropriate to continue on the platform just for time-sensitive reasons or whatever it may be. But you can pull them onto a one-on-one room. So if you are in a room and you see at the top, there's going to be the topic of the room. So for ours, it's the social media show. Today we talk about, it's TikTok Tuesday. So it'll say the social media show, TikTok Tuesday. Above that, it'll say the Breakfast Club, the Breakfast Club. Yeah, there we go. And that is the club that our show is a part of. And you'll notice it because it has a little green house next to it. So the way that clubs work, you can press on that greenhouse and you can hit follow. So anytime that that club puts on a room, you will get notified that that room is going on. You can only be admitted to a club by an admin member. So in order to become part of the club, to start your own rooms, to be in the club, you have to be admitted by an admin, and then you can nominate some other people to come in. If you have a group that you're trying to start a show within that club for. So that's the little greenhouse and clubs. And you definitely have to get approved in order to be in it. Whew, I am talking a lot. Does anybody have any questions so far? I need a sip of coffee. Okay, so the more time you spend on the app, obviously the better. You will get addicted very quickly because people are talking about absolutely everything on the face of the earth. So just make sure that when you are on this app, you are going into these rooms that you're going to find super valuable for you. You're going to learn a ton of things. And actually, I have one really great tip. If you are looking to connect with one of the moderators or one of the speakers, and you want to slide into their DMs, usually if you DM somebody who does not follow you, you go into that requests folder, right? And not everybody looks at the requests, or especially if they're one of the high moderators on this app, they're going to have tons of requests. A way to get around that: screenshot the Clubhouse room that you're in, put it up on your stories, tag them, and saying, getting great value from @Stark Media Group NY. Thanks for the tip on Clubhouse, or whatever it may be. So because you tagged our handle in your story, you don't go into that request folder. You go straight into my inbox. So if you do that and then send me a DM, I'm going to see it right away, as opposed to having to go into my request folder and try to find it there. So super great tip, little hack for you guys on trying to get attention of the moderators, or if you're trying to set something up with one of them. So now we are going to give away some invites. All right, so guys, this is what I want you to do. I hope my hair looks nice. I'm going to pose for a second. And what you're going to do is we're going to practice this. You are going to screenshot, when I tell you, not right now. You're going to screenshot the screen, and then you are going to tag us in your story. And then we're not going to do it right this second because I've got my phone and the computer going. So by the end of the day, I am going to DM our 10 winners, and I'm going to get your phone number, and we are going to get you onto Clubhouse. We'll give you a nice little welcome room so you can ask any questions that I didn't answer here. All right, guys, so get your fingers ready. Go ahead and snap that photo. Did you get it? Did you get it? All right, so take that photo, throw it up on your stories, tag us in your stories, throw it up as a post as well if you want, and you can tag us there too. And remember, we are here to answer any of your questions. I am obsessed with Clubhouse. I love it so much. So if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to DM me, let me know. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the app. Make sure you are following me if you're presently on it. It's at Marketing Kels. So at Marketing KELS. Would love to see you guys there. I'm going to go because I have to hop into that room. I'm supposed to be co-moderating right now. It is Shelly Kiltley. Sorry. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, if you guys are on the app, make sure you tune into the social media show. It is Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to around 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, depending on how many questions we have. We have awesome people stop in. And we have really, really great conversations. We love answering your questions. Our moderators are top notch. So make sure you guys tune in Monday through Friday. If you follow me and put the little always notification, you'll always be notified when I pop in there to do that. All right, guys, thanks so much. And I look forward to welcoming you all to Clubhouse. Have an awesome day.